Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Corina Ferraro and I'm a senior software engineer based in the UK, coming from an Eastern European country, Romania, and killing it in the tech industry, especially as a woman in tech. In today's video, I want to reach and address the market gap for women in tech and how you can get into tech and pivot, especially if you are in your 30s or 40s, pivot your career and get into tech more easily. I would like to share my story and hopefully inspire some of you to get into tech with more courage and passion. If you haven't seen my videos previously, I have chatted about my journey into tech, coming from Romania, studying completely different things. I've studied foreign languages and communication strategies, but I've always had this passion of getting into tech. So I've taken the courage and the leap of faith to move to the UK about 8 years ago. I did this boot camp and I got hired as my first junior role, and I started my career there. I'm currently about 8 years in, senior software engineer at a tech for good company that I love, and I really thrive there, and I am still growing and learning a lot. So I have created this channel in order to reach out to more of you out there who are dreaming about getting in tech, but they don't know where to start. They don't know, is this really for me? Most of my jobs from Romania, because I speak a few foreign languages, they were mostly in customer support, sales, marketing, translations. And even if I was in good environments, in good jobs, mostly corporate environments, I didn't really thrive because, one, you can't really make a change. All you do is administrative roles, if that makes any sense. So I wanted to do something that is creative. First of all, I'm a Gemini. As a matter of fact, today is my birthday. I just turned 35 as I am talking to you and publishing this video on YouTube. So I said, you know what? I want to commemorate my birthday today and just share this experience and inspiration with a few of you ladies. I hope this video reaches out to as many as you. Of course, gentlemen included, whoever watches this, but it's mostly towards women who are stuck into jobs like I was back in Romania: customer support, sales, call centers, administrative jobs, hospitality, waitressing, hotels, you name it, who are stuck into jobs that they don't enjoy, they don't feel creative, they don't feel like they have a voice, they don't feel like they make a difference. Not to mention the paycheck that is quite disappointing, and it's very hard to thrive nowadays in this crazy economy that we live in with, you know, minimum wages, minimum packages, you know, based on each country, wherever you are from. So I wanted to share with you my story, how I got into tech, just briefly, and how you can start thinking about it as well. It will be a bit more elaborate storytelling about how I got into tech in my previous video about bootcamp. So if you haven't watched it already, please do go and watch that, because it's quite good. Even if you haven't already thought of getting into tech, it's good to hear where I'm talking about boot camps and online courses and how you can start getting basic knowledge about programming and so on and so forth. So please do go and watch that if you haven't already. And I just wanted to say that, especially as an Eastern European person, shout out to all my Eastern European ladies out there, we know how hard it is as a woman to break into tech, because where we come from, it's a highly male-dominated industry. Anything that has to do with engineering, maths, tech, anything like that. We haven't been brought up as girls thinking about this kind of things. I'm not saying just Eastern Europe, everywhere really, but I'm talking about my personal story. So coming from such a country has been quite challenging to have the courage to really go and say, you know what, I am good enough. I will break into tech. I will learn wherever is there to learn, and I will have a fantastic career. I will have freedom, because tech does give you a lot of freedom, especially if you are in good companies. And I eventually came, and I did this, and I don't regret it at all. It was the biggest, most important decision of my life, moving to the UK and pursuing my dream for a boot camp. So briefly, in 2016, I moved to the UK. I left my corporate job in Romania in customer support and sales and translations. I moved here. I did a boot camp, 4-month, very intensive boot camp that I speak more in detail in my previous video. And then I got hired as a junior software developer for a health tech company in UK. I worked there for 6 years. I learned and I grew so much. And ever since I moved job to a different company now, and I've been there for over a year now, I'm still learning and growing a lot. And I love every aspect of it. Being in tech, learn constantly, because there's new technology, new libraries, new languages, new challenges, not to mention AI and all of that. So if you are like me, someone creative, someone gets bored being in a less dynamic environment, who doesn't feel challenged, especially intellectually, who doesn't feel stimulated intellectually, I do urge you to please look into getting into tech. Now, I am a software engineer, okay? I'm a programmer, I'm a coder. So for me, because I love this technical aspect of building software, it was easy because I knew I really liked this. So I went out there and I taught myself a lot, and then I went to a boot camp, and obviously you learn the most on the job anyway. But maybe you as a person are not that much into coding per se, but there are so many other jobs that you can do to get into tech. You can do QA, quality assurance, basically testing mostly. That doesn't really need programming skills. Of course, if you have some programming skills, it does help a bit, but it's not necessary. So you can do QA, you can do project management. Project management is so diverse, by the way. I'm not an expert in it. There are so many branches in project management where you can get into working for a tech company and being either a business analyst, a project manager, a product owner, all kinds of things. And of course, you can start small, like associate, junior, and level up and grow. You can also be a tester. There are so many possibilities out there in tech, really. You can do support, tech support. It's still better than customer support, for sure. So like third line, and just deal with tickets that are more complex. So I do urge you to please consider it. If you want better life, if you want freedom in terms of working remotely, that was one of the main reasons why I chose this industry. I want to be able to work from anywhere in the world, as long as I have good internet connection. As long as I have autonomy and reliability and trust from my employer or from my associates, I don't need anything else. All I need is a good laptop and good internet connection. So if you want freedom, if you want to be able to really work remotely without having to show your face in the office pretty much at all, especially post-COVID, the tech world has become so hybrid. And of course, if you want better money, who doesn't want better money, right? I mean, let's face it, we all want better money. And working a 9-to-5 on a minimum economy wage salary that doesn't challenge you creatively or intellectually at all, and all you do is live paycheck to paycheck just to pay the bills and the rent, I don't think that's the life. I'm sorry, maybe for some people this is absolutely fine, and I've seen a lot of people be in the same company, pretty much in the same job position for like 10 plus years, heck, even 15, 20, that's fine, you know, that's their choice. Maybe they live in countries where they have extra support from their parents, from communities, families. They don't have mortgages, they've inherited their houses. I don't know. They have probably different perks. Where I come from, I had to work really, really hard for everything I own. And it was a consistent fight and challenge. I haven't been given anything on a platter, anything. All the choices that I've made are summed up in front of you right now today. And I am really proud for all the risks that I've taken. And I wanted to come here to talk to you and to please kindly ask you and remind you and urge you to look into it and to consider pivoting. If you are, of course, attracted by this industry, because if you want to do something completely different, I don't know, if you are artistic, if you want to travel and do a traveling kind of job, or if you are into publicity, advertising, stuff like that, that's a completely different matter. But if you are even remotely into tech and you flirt with the idea of getting into tech but you don't know where to start, I think there are three categories to look at. One, of course, the strongest one, and not necessarily the best paid, but for the beginning it will be the best paid. It's software engineering. So look at courses, look at boot camps, talk to people who have done it. Talk to me, please do message me, leave me comments, questions, wherever you have. I'm here to help and to give back to the community as much as I can. Obviously this channel is very young and it hasn't grown a lot of community yet, but I do hope to reach as many of you. And I would like you to just not be scared to sit down with a notepad and a pen, you know, on a Saturday morning with your coffee, with your tea in bed, and just analyze your life a bit and think, am I happy? Do I want to do something else? It's never too late. You know, it doesn't matter you are 20, you are 30, you are 40, you are 50. I work with extraordinary women day to day, and they range from 18 to 60. And they are so inspiring, and they are boss ladies and amazing, resilient, but at the same time soft, at the same time not driven by ego and testosterone, at the same time with amazing skills that they bring to the table. And I think we need to encourage and support each other a bit more in this highly competitive and male dominated industry. So I do please urge you to think about it. If it's been on your mind even 1%, this is a video that somehow came across your life to remind you and reassure you that maybe it's time to look into it, and maybe it's time to do that change. And as I said, you can be either in coding, you can be in product management, you can be a tester. There's so many things you can do. They're all paid well. They all have a lot of promotion opportunities, growing opportunities. You will learn and you will meet so many amazing people, and it's a highly creative environment as well. Everybody wants to know your voice. You are super asked to have an opinion. You're not asked to keep your opinion to yourself. So and you can work remotely, as I said, from anywhere in the world. Most of the companies will offer you that. Maybe not at the beginning, you know, but growing into it after 1, 2, 3 years. You can be, you know, in Cuba, you can be in Spain, you can be anywhere you want, working from a, you know, AC room, because you can't really sit on the beach in the heat with the laptop. But you can work from anywhere you want and do something you highly enjoy, and you are highly admired, respected, and appreciated for what you do, and you contribute to the world as well. This is something that I am super motivated about as well, because doing what I do, you feel like you add up a lot of value to specific pieces of software that go out there to make people's lives easier and better day in and day out. So please do leave a comment. Any questions you might have, I will be more than happy to respond. I'll be more than happy to guide you to answer any sort of questions or confusions you might have. As I said, even if there is one person that this video reaches out to and it helps them even 1% to make up their mind and get into tech, I have achieved my goal. So thank you again so much for watching this, and I'll see you next time.